Hello ladies and gentlemen, that's right, today I'm bringing you a new series from my favourite game series of all time, that's right, the NHL series by EA Sports, and this year's NHL is amazing. I have to say, I got it at launch and I haven't stopped playing it. So, I've got used to the controls and the new game features, so let's begin the series. This is episode 1 of Live the Life, the beginning. Okay, I've already created my pro, so we don't have to go through all the create your pro screens and stuff. So I'm gonna tell you now, I'm a power forward, and I'm on the left wing. And I wanted to bring some grit and skill to the table with my pro. So basically, I want to play kind of like, Dustin Brown from the LA Kings, maybe even Milan Lucic from the Boston Bruins. Some kind of guy who has that skill, but also brings that true grit to his team. But with that said, I started this series in the entry draft and I played for the London Knights. I chose the London Knights mainly because they have a great alumni of players, like Rick Nash, Patrick Kane, Sam Gagner, Nazem Kadri, but of course one of my favourite players from the NHL team that I love, the New York Islanders, John Tavares. Anyway, with that being said, after 4 games, I scored a total amount of these 4 games. I scored 10 goals, and I had 6 assists, and I had 3 fights. And I went on to win 2 of those fights, and I lost my first fight. But I did beat the snot out of Seth Jones in one of those fights, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, here is a montage of some of those highlights from my mini career in London, Ontario. Okay, with that montage in the books, I am heading to the NHL draft. And you know what? My coach has some really nice things to say to me. He's thanking me for all the hard work that I've done for this organisation. He couldn't believe that we got to the final of the Memorial Cup and we went on to win it. That was a really big success for us. And yeah, he's expecting that I had an amazing year and he wants to thank me for just doing an amazing job for his organisation. And he's really rooting for me to get drafted quite high. Also, as you can tell, my agent says that my stock has risen and it looks like I'm going to be drafted in the first round. And it looks like I'm either going to be picked either between the first pick and the third pick, which isn't too shabby if you don't mind me saying so. So, with that being said, I am a hot property right now, and as you can tell, I have some interviews to go to. And it looks like the first team that is going to interview me are the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the Tampa Bay Lightning's first question, they said, if you were to compare yourself to any current NHL player, who would you choose? And as you can see on the screen, we have Patrice Bergeron, Jonathan Toews, I don't compare myself to anyone, and Patrick Kane. Well, I like Patrice Bergeron. Jonathan Toews, I think, is one of the best captains in this NHL. I think he's a great, talented player. I think Patrick Kane is, but he's a bit of a loose cannon. So you know what? I don't compare myself to anyone. I am my own player, so we'll select that. Here's the second question. Tell me who has been the most inspirational factor in your hockey career. Well, as you can see, there's the family, my parents, I hate to admit it, myself, and maybe some coaches and teammates. But you know what? Family comes first, don't they really, guys? So I'm going to select my family. The third and final question they actually say to me is this. This franchise appreciates confidence. So do you think that you can step into the league right away? And obviously the questions here, it's quite a deep question actually. And you know what? Out of all these answers, I'm going to have to say this league is tough. but I think I have what it takes to be a good player right away. I think that's the smart question, and I think that's the confidence that the Tampa Bay Lightning are looking for. So you know what? I'm going to click that. And that is my first NHL interview done. So let's move on to the second one, which is going to be with the Colorado Avalanche. And their first question is, if you weren't playing hockey, what would you be doing as a career? And I've had a look at this, and as you can see, I could be a physiotherapist, maybe a couple of those other things, but I like golf. End of the day, golf is amazing. And here we go, the second question, it says, who's been an inspirational figure? You know what, I'm going to go with family again, because that is so true. And the final question is this is quite a big one actually. Someone who respects the game and understands this is a team game is what we are looking for. So jumping into the NHL is a big step. What do you need to improve to get to this next level? And as you can see, some of these are really intense questions, but you know what? I think the right one is, I think I have the necessary tools to be a serviceable player right away. And, you know, that is completely true, and that is my second interview done. And now, moving on to our third interview, we are with the Florida Panthers. And here it says, do I compare myself to any NHL player again? So I'm going to say I don't compare myself to no one. But then look at this question. What on earth are they talking about here? If you could have any pet, what would it be? What the has this got to do with hockey? I'm sorry. Dogs, cats, tigers, crocodiles, what's the point? This is a hockey game. So you know what, Florida, this is a stupid question. So I'm either going to say a cat or a dog. That's the stupidest question I've come across so far. But here we go. The third and final question, it says, this franchise appreciates confidence. So do you think that you can step into the league right away? Yes. This league is tough, but I think I have what it takes to be a good player. Boom. Florida, I probably am not going to get drafted by you. So goodbye. And with that being said, I'm heading to draft day now. And you know what? I'm super looking forward to this. And look at that. I made such a good impression on the Colorado Avalanche, because look at that. I'm the #1 pick in the draft. And I have been selected by the Avs. Come on. They have a rich history of players, you know, like Joe Sakic, Patrick Roy, you know, so many great players like Peter Forsberg. And they have won 2 Stanley Cups, but not in a while. But now the team has, you know, some great talent like Matt Duchene, Gabriel Landeskog, Ryan O'Reilly. That's just a few players to mention. Bringing me to this team, I'm going to add some skill and grit. So I'm super looking forward to playing for the Colorado Avalanche. So okay, I'm going to be moving on, and check this out. We even have more questions. What would you say is your greatest attribute? And you know what? My ability to carry a team on my back. I proved that at London, so why not prove it to Colorado? Let's select that one. And look, my fan rating went up by 2. What more can you ask for? Okay, and here's the next big thing, guys. Look at that. There's my official 3-year draft deal. I'm going to sign it. I've got a 3-year contract now at a draft entry, so I'm not going to be getting some mega bucks, but hopefully if I play really well, I will be eventually getting quite a bit of money. And look, we have an interview, and, you know, it is free agent signing, and it looks like the Avalanche are going to sign Ryan Whitney. And you know what? It looks like I have quite a tough decision here. The fans will love him as long as the GM remembers that, you know, I'm the real star here. I think it's a great offer for a great player. And, you know, Ryan Whitney must be poor if the Avalanche want to give him money. So you know what? I'm going to say I think it's a great offer. He's a great player. And, you know, he's a good player. And look at that. My teammate rating went down. What? I'm just exciting the fans that we're getting Ryan Whitney, even though he's about 27 million years old. But now we have an endorsement deal. And, of course, look at that. We have the opportunity to get a billboard. And you know what? Let's get a billboard. Let's get our, you know, let's get out there. I want to be the next big thing in Colorado. So I'm not good for a billboard? That's the most stupidest thing. I want a blimp. Okay, no. Let's take it all the way to the bank. There we go. I'm clicking that. I'm going to be a billboard. Oh, I got an achievement that says billboarded. So I get 15 gamer score. That's pretty cool. Oh, my fan rating went up. Look, that's pretty good. It went up by 5. That's pretty sweet. And there it is, look at that, destined for greatness. The next NHL superstar has arrived. That's right, I'm going to be an absolute beast at the Colorado Avalanche. Hopefully, I'm going to be a beast with Gabriel Landeskog and Matt Duchene and a few of the others that I mentioned earlier. I'm super looking forward to it. But now, here we go. As you can see, the preseason is starting and it's a no-brainer. They want to play me on the first line. I'm super excited about that. So you know what? With that being said, I need to upgrade myself. So let's go to the upgrading screen. Bam, here we go. I've sped it up so it's a little bit easier for you guys. On the offensive abilities, I upgraded my passing, my hand-eye and puck control. My defensive abilities, I increased my discipline and my fighting skill and my stick checking. And on my athletic abilities, I had upgraded my agility and my endurance. So obviously things that I need are fighting and endurance and lasting a little bit longer. So that is what is going to be said. And look at this. We are now going towards our first preseason game. And I'm super looking forward to it. So here we go. We have our first question / interview, if you will. This is a monumental moment in your career. Is it starting to kind of hit home with you that you are about to step on the NHL ice for the first time in your career? Wow, this is kind of a big question to ask, and looking over all these question answers, you know what, I'm gonna have to say yeah, a little, but right now I'm focusing on trying to crack this roster at the start of the regular season. I think that's possibly the most safest answer to select out of all those questions. And oh, here's another question. It says Ryan Whitney's first game with your team. Do you have any advice for him? You know what? Ryan Whitney is, he's a solid veteran. He's quite old. So you know what? I'm going to probably go with another safe question here and say I don't think I would say anything to him, because you know what? He's been in the NHL way longer than me. And you know what? My fan increase and my management and, management and fans are loving me right now. So what more can you ask for? But guys, look at this on the screen right now. There is a warning. I accidentally simmed the first game. Not a good start for me. And as you can see on the screen, I've been demoted to the second line because, I accidentally simmed that game. That is kind of frustrating, but they want to get 90 XP out of me for the next game. So in the next episode, guys, I will be playing my first NHL game in this career mode. I'm super looking forward to it. I had a lot of fun doing Be a Pro, and now we're gonna move on to Live the Life. I'm super looking forward to it. And now on the screen, guys, if this is the first time that you've seen a video done by me, leave a like and leave a comment to suggest anything that I could do better, or if you enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, a like is much appreciated. And yeah, if you actually want to see more of my content, because this is going to be coming out on a weekly basis now, guys, hit that lovely subscribe button down there. And yeah, these videos will be coming out every Saturday. And yeah, if you want to check out my channel, click on the Bleep Up logo at the top of the screen. Until next Saturday, guys, take care, have a good one, and yeah, I am living the life because I got drafted by the Colorado Avalanche. Take care.